Extreme Real Estate Investing Workshop, now an online webinar experience. Learn how to turn any property, even raw land or teardowns, into cash cows in a few simple steps. We've shown students last year how to turn as little as $300 into $60,000. In fact, we're teaching you to do this with just $25. But the opportunity is quickly fading away. Hundreds of unique strategies jam-packed into our online webinar, ready right now for you to watch. Start your extreme profit real estate investing experience now at classifolio.com today. Hello and welcome to our program today. Today we're talking about our newest product that we've developed. Those who've seen our webinars and our other videos know that we operate business incubators, virtual incubators, and we are continually adding to our inventory of businesses that individuals can begin more easily and more profitably than normally. And so in that spirit, we're happy to present to you a wonderful opportunity to profit from the easiest business. This is like easy stuff. And business that is easy on all the way you look at it. Any way you want to look at it, it's just really just easy. And your business partner is actually God. I mean, simply Mother Nature, right? It's the greatest business partner, your greatest staffer, right? Mother Nature just makes things happen. It's producing your product, and between the sun and the water, that's really all you need. And seeds, which Mother Nature manufactures herself. So, I've been in manufacturing for a bit. I did also print businesses, and a lot of work involved, and a lot of things you had to do and work on, chemicals and this and that. This is just as simple as pouring water in a pot. And the greatest thing about it is that you don't have to do it. It's all done for you. So you need to sit down and watch this and take down notes. Some of you are coming from a gardening background. Others are coming from a business background. Whatever is your background, this is maybe a first attempt that you are doing in trying to start a business. Well, I'd like to tell you that this is the easiest thing to do. It's done for you, so it doesn't matter. Maybe you are thinking about doing some other type of business. Hey, you can still do that. This does not it's not going to interrupt your schedule. It's not going to tax your time at all. And on top of that, it's so affordable. For what you're getting, it's just so affordable that it just makes sense to add this or start this now, even before you start the other thing, or in addition to whatever else you have. Listen, we got nurseries, established nurseries, taking this offer, okay? And you're going to see why during this presentation. So take a seat and watch. Now, this is about starting a profit-making plant nursery. Now, it doesn't matter where you live. If you're in the North Pole and you're watching this now, you can do this. You can do this from the North Pole. You can do this from the South Pole, okay? No matter where you live, and you can do this with or without property. Now, I know that mistake is there. I'm going to fix that. My goodness. I was just looking at some other document from another business partner, and I noticed a spelling error. And I remember my newspaper days, and no matter how many times you read it and read it over and read it over, it's always some spelling mistake or something, a little dot that evades your ability to catch it. I mean, you see something over and over again, you really need 100 eyes on a document. Okay, but those of you who've done that know that. All right, so let's get on now that we've fixed that and give it a moment. So what we're talking about is you're not going to have to worry about buying property, because all you're going to do is you're going to engage in a rental. Now the thing about this is you don't have to worry about renting acres and acres or having a big piece of property to rent, because what you're doing here is a mini nursery. And what is a mini nursery? It's a nursery that is very specialized and focused, right? You're not trying to sell every plant on the planet. You have a very specialized focus and business model. And I'm going to talk about these things as we go along. Again, this is about starting up or adding to, as I said before, a lot of nurseries add this because it allows them to receive the benefits of having this working for them, creating income for them, plus bringing in more business to their already established nurseries. This is these guys out there, they really, they caught on this, they were sharp, and they were able to say, hey, this, I can use this. Almost, if you're into marketing, you know what a sales funnel is. Well, this is like a sales funnel for nurseries too, because you can have 100 plants in your main established nursery, and by having a specialty with this and using the benefits of what I'm going to talk about here, you'll be able to channel more business to your main nursery by having this working for you. It's almost like having a sister nursery bringing in customers to the main nursery. So think about it in those terms, and you will have a very smart strategy up your alley. So this is most minis. Now, talking about why would you want to start a mini nursery instead of having a large nursery? Well, the issue with large nurseries, of course, is that you have a lot of expenses, right? First of all, you need the property. The more land you have, you obtain, more money it's going to cost you, either buying or renting. So that's a consideration to make. The other thing is location as well, right? At this time, the nursery that we are going to start you off with is in Florida. And in Florida, you pretty much have a year-round growing season, which means that you can make sales almost 12 months out of the year. All right. So that's another consideration. So again, if you're in Alaska, you have pretty much a very small window to grow in, right? But you can be running a business in Florida while you're all over there in Alaska. So it doesn't matter. And the fact that we have so many months of growing opportunity and sales opportunity that you might as well take advantage of. It's almost like having a partner in Florida, having a subsidiary in Florida, having an extension of your established nursery business elsewhere in the country here in Florida. Okay, so that's one thing. Now, we're not only going to be limited in Florida. We're going to be expanding throughout the country. But right now, as we're starting this and offering this, right now we are in Florida. So if you get interested, and when you get interested and you sign up, you will have an opportunity then to choose what location you're interested. There's advantages in having it in a different location, because a lot of it depends on what you're going to be growing, right? So based on that, those people who know already know that certain things will not do well in Florida, and other things, or most things, do well in Florida, right? And so you have to make that decision. It's your business after all. But as we make more properties available to you, you'll be able to expand into those areas as well. So by keeping the space small, and anyone will tell you this, any nursery will tell you really don't need that much space. On YouTube, you can find a video that tells you that you can make money just with 100 square feet. Okay, our plots are a gracious 400 square feet, so it's four times the minimum amount for profitability, for making decent money, recommended by a YouTube gardener out there, nursery owner. So that has a lot to be considered. And before we go on, these mini nurseries are part of a mini farm and gardening project by Kuna. Kuna is a virtual business incubator. It's another of my business creations. And just in case that you see other videos about Kuna, or talking about Kuna business hubs, we do many different types of businesses and network everyone together, and everyone is helped, be partner and help everybody with their businesses to develop successful businesses. So that's what we're all about, and we're bringing all that savvy into the gardening and mini and nursery business with this mini nursery. It's a great place to start. I would recommend. We got some stuff going on, so let me just get into it and not waste more time in my excitement about this thing. Your mini nursery is managed with our central work areas, maximizing your growing space and inventory, right? So we're not going to clutter your space with work area, right? So we have a central work area, and we manage your mini nursery from that central location. So in a sense, all of the 400 square feet are actually productive. It's 400 square feet of growing and inventory space, right? No workspace. Workspace, we have central location on the farms or on the properties for that purpose. Now, if your mini nursery is located in colder zones, as I said, we are expanding into other areas, your 400 square feet plot should be covered with a greenhouse at cost. And that would be recommended from zone 8 and lower. So if you know what your zones are, these are growing zones. Basically, it pretty much coincides with how harsh your winters are, how many months your winters last for, in terms of the cold that can kill or cause a plant to go dormant or to die off. So those are two things that you need to consider. Having a greenhouse extends the time that the temperature stays above those key factors, those key temperatures right there. So in order to extend the time for growing, you'll need a greenhouse, and many times to protect your inventory from freezing, which could kill them, you need a greenhouse that may be heated. Okay, now, and I did mention at cost. What does this mean? Because that's not included in your rental. The rental program only includes the basic stuff. We'll get into what that is. But if the property that you're looking at within our selection is in zone 8 and below, 765, right, 4, that means that you are looking at making some more investment. And most of again, you're starting a business, so there's going to be some investment, but as long as you keep it within our basic system, most of it is just a rental and very little more than that. Okay, so again, it depends how you're going to build your business and where. All right, let's go on, and let's play more about that later on. Your mini nursery is watered usually with well water, and our wells are tested every year to ensure clean and natural watering. When I mean natural, I mean straight from the well, from the ground. And this water is always tested at minimum every year to make sure that the wells are not contaminated and not and even the system, because sometimes the pumping system can add unwanted contaminants to the water. So all of that is tested at minimum in a yearly basis to make sure that whatever you're growing is as natural and organic as possible. We also do not use any pesticides. It's all organic growing. The other benefit with us is that we offer delivery services within our service areas. Each farm is close enough to major cities in order to provide a reasonable delivery service into those cities and to your customers. So local orders and subscription services are delivered to your customers' doorstep by our network and delivery professionals. The image there is just an image for reference purposes. We don't dress that way or have that name. It's just a stock photo. But the point is, we do have vehicles that make deliveries. They make deliveries for our CSAs, which are community supported agriculture programs, and we have vehicles that are participating in our other Kuna Business Hub programs, and so they make themselves available to make deliveries for your customers. Now, these are deliveries. There's no cost to you. It's all included in your rental. There's no other cost going to be added to you. If you're in Alaska, for example, and you are renting from our Florida base, the idea is that you market in the major cities surrounding that location. So let's just, for argument's sake, we have Orlando, Tampa, and Ocala as a northern area, or Sanford, Florida region. So what you want to do is that you want to market your mini nursery within that region, and then any orders that come in can be handled by our delivery system in that region. They're delivering other things. They're delivering CSAs. They're doing other delivery work in any case. So they will just, when they come to the farm, they pick up whatever has to be delivered, and they make those deliveries happen. Okay, so that's included. There's no extra cost, and that's a premium thing, and you might as well charge a premium. You don't have to pay anything in addition to us, because it's included. So you can actually offer your clients local delivery and give them a surcharge for delivery, and you pocket it. So it's another way for you to make great extra money using this method. Okay, so that's a benefit that you have, right? And as I explained before, it's why a lot of other nurseries are using this. Even florists, other plant-based type of businesses are using our program to extend their ability to service customers and reduce their costs, and they don't have to worry about delivery because it all gets included in this Kuna program. It's a great advantage. Now, in terms of starting your nursery, you'll have to consider things like taxes and how your business format. You're going to register your business officially. So you need to consider with your tax accountant or tax person or accountant, and even your legal professional, on what is the best way to start. A lot of people seem to want to start with S corporations. Again, that's up to you and your consultant. And you'll need a checking account, right? Because you're running a business and people will be writing checks to you or payments to you. So all of those things will have to be gotten. I offer in our membership program training or videos that talk about these things and how to set them up. So that way you make sure that you start the right way. Again, so you are building your own business. Remember, you're just renting from us. So you have to understand that you're not joining some type of business company or multi-level or anything like that. You are creating your own business, and you're renting from us. And in that rental membership agreement, we're giving you consulting and helping you along the way, and that's all that's happening here. Okay. Now, along with all the other services included, we also propagate your niche plants using recommended methods per species. So, what is a niche? A niche is a particular, as I told you in the beginning of the video, is a particular focus. Because it's a mini nursery, you want to stay focused in a particular market segment, okay? And it's micro refined. So you're providing a one species in most cases, and so you are super focused. Your marketing is super focused, right? It makes it easier, and then and that's all you really have to focus on as a business professional. Your rental is including our propagation services. So we will take from your plants, and we will make sure that you always have new plants, new inventory from the inventory you start with. All right. So you don't have to worry about that necessarily. There will be times where you need to repopulate some inventory or restock. That can happen, and we might as well talk about that right now. When would that happen? That could happen easily when a natural emergency occurs, a tornado, hurricane happens and disrupts the farm. There could be easily in that moment, and those are rare occurrences for us, but it does happen in the world out there and across the country. So these things do happen. It can happen anywhere in anyone's business. So simply you need to be aware that if a hurricane or a tornado disrupts the farm where your lot is located, your plot, you might be looking at restocking. Okay, but and the other time is when, if you didn't supply a greenhouse, you did not provide for a greenhouse, and it froze overnight, you have a catastrophic loss right there. It's the tax write-off that it is, but if you want to stay in business, you're going to have to restock, right? If we don't have any restock material in our greenhouses for your plot, for your niche, then it's something that you're going to have to restock. Okay. And again, the species for your nursery are based on available species for the locations, as I was speaking about previously. And that's a main. That's the main point to that. There are some exceptions to that, but no need to talk about that here, because really the process in starting your nursery is we're not going to go to these very special cases. I'm open to discuss with an existing nursery If you have a particular need or interest in a particular species, and that can doesn't pose any other regulatory issues with the location, then that's something that we can discuss. But most of you that are starting out, you don't really have to worry about that. You just simply choose the location, and as I said, most of you watching this when I'm making this is one location in Florida, but there will be others added. You just simply choose your location when we go through the orientation with you in the consultation, and you also choose your plant species. Now we will discuss this in a later graphic, but let's continue. Your nursery can sell and ship seeds, cuttings, bare root, grafted trees, potted plants and trees, right? Or microgreens, right? This is again, all is based on availability. These things are not always available when you sign up. So you need simply just, we'll tell you what is available and simply start with that. Later, as other options become available, then you can always upgrade to those other options, right? And this is an affordable program, so you don't have to worry that you had to start in one, in the only one we had available, or the ones that you weren't really wanting to do your business in. And then later you have to add or upgrade to get the one you really wanted to do, because it is really affordable, and it's very, you'll see, well, you probably saw it already in the graphics, really $80 simply, and that's really affordable to start a business. Okay, so, and just to add another business product, another way of selling from your plant, is a simple process. And again, it's not extra work for you, it's just extra work for us, but it's simply just a rental fee. And at the end of the day, simply just a rental fee, as we call it, per unit, and you just simply add, and I'll be showing you that in the next graphic. So this is the way you customize and scale your nursery. Now everyone starts with a basic unit. As you can see, it's a basic unit at $80. What does that cover? We'll have that in a, let me see if I can pull that out and just come back and forth here with this. So, what does that cover? Do I have it here? Okay. Yeah, this is the basic plot details. Now what does that cover? The $80 per month covers 400 square feet of land, right? And the yearly analyzed well water. It also covers the ground covering, so that weeds don't grow up from the ground, and we have those issues to contend with. We don't want to do that extra work. So we cover the ground, your nursery ground, with a mesh that prevents weeds from coming up and causing problems for us as we're working. If you were doing it by yourself on your own, you would have to do that yourself, because otherwise you have extra work to do in the garden, right? So we also provide you training and development webinars, one-on-one nursery design and business development. This is what we're going to do for you. We'll help you design according to the business that you're going to develop with your nursery. As we said before, local delivery of orders. We're going to do a subscription. You're going to have the ability to make money through subscription affiliation, and it includes one, and we'll talk more about that when I come back to this slide, but you get also one plant species included, right, for the $80. So it's one plant species. You're also getting, and I'll talk more about this later, YouTube, Roku, and Fire TV channel coverage. I'm going to show you how we're going to use that to help you market also your nursery. Now, anything else other than that is provided at cost. You're going to need pots. For the 400 square feet, we're recommending at least 100 pots. You probably need some more than that, but 100 pots to start off. And these, we constantly look for pots for you. They don't have to be new pots, so we're not trying to make you spend a lot of money here. So I go looking for, secondhand pots and stuff like that. They come out to pennies, each. So I try to find the cheap stuff out there. Again, depending on what business model you're going to have, you're going to need some delivery pots, right? So the delivery pots are not the same ones we grow in. So you have to also consider that. That's an extra cost that you'll have to cover when you have a sale. So when there's a sale, it has to be delivered. It has to be delivered in a nice pot, not in this one we grew in necessarily, okay? Hosted website with promotion services. We'll talk more about this. Potting soil, seeds, cuttings, rootstock, depending on your business type. Custom product supplies. We'll talk about this a little later on as well. And any other needs you deem necessary. These are not required. These are based on your business model, okay? And again, you can get started just with the $80 and the basic stuff, okay? So let's get back so we can, now that we know what the $80 provides, you can have, so let's go back to the $80. You have established your one species mini nursery. With the $80, you get your mini nursery set up on our end, right? You handle your incorporation and paperwork filing, your federal tax ID. I'll give you videos on what to do to set up your company, and you'll see that in the members links that we send you, a newsletter, and with the links that you go and you see the video and it gives you the instruction what to do next. Everything's pretty much easy, but again, these are things you want to consider and think about. And again, remember that you're running a business in a different state, right? So you are actually marketing the business in a different state. So it's not in your state unless there's availability in your state for our program. So that's the thing you need to understand. When you come into the members area, when we come in, we talk about your membership after you sign up and pay for that first month. We're going to discuss what is available, okay? So the people starting up first, they're all starting up in Florida. And a lot of you, I'm always going to have, my focus is to keep adding to the Florida availability of land, okay? So we can do this for quite some time. But we are going to be expanding into other areas as well. So as these other areas become available to you, then you can also add a plot over there. You don't have to stay stuck in one area. This only affects, and the reason I speak to this is because it affects how you do your incorporation and how you expand. Okay, so you have to consider obviously those things, okay? And it's a business. Remember, a business is a business, and it's your business. And let's just say you wanted to focus in your neighborhood, in your state, and we opened up in your state, and you wanted to start with us in your state, but you have something in Florida because you started early with us, so you have the Florida one. And for some crazy reason, you want to just not do the Florida one anymore because you wanted to, just focus in your state and with a different species or what have you. You can sell the business. It's your business. You just put it up for sale. Look for a business broker. We also do business brokering. That's one of our other businesses in our business hubs. So you can give it to Kuna, and Kuna will find a buyer for you for your business. And you can just simply sell it. Okay, and then concentrate on the one in your state. These are just some of the things that you can do with this program. So you're not really stuck necessarily. But when you do your incorporation, again, it's going to be based after you get set up with our available properties. It's going to matter in certain aspects, in taxes and in registration requirements, where the rental property and the business production location is. Okay, so these are things to discuss once you have the availability and you know where it's going to be. This is something to discuss with your attorneys who are helping you set up your business incorporation. Okay, so just remember that. Now, this is how you customize and scale your nursery. Like I said, you can begin to scale your nursery by adding plots. Okay, so the basic plot is $80. So if you want to add an additional plot, that's another $80. Since this is very modular, it's unit per unit. Everything is a unit. So you simply goes up by $80. If you want to add a plant species, that's another $80. If you wanted to add another propagation method, that would be another $80. If you're adding another plant sales type, which is, bare root, or now you want to offer seeds, that'll be another $80. You started with bare root and you wanted to offer cuttings and seeds, so then you have $80 3 times. Simply, you customize your business by adding and shaping your business in whichever way suits your plants, first of all, right, the niche, and your business model, then second. These will determine how you want to expand your business. But at least it's easy. And it's affordable, because to start a nursery for $80 and expand it to some degree with another $80 is unheard of. It's really simply just unheard of. It's a great opportunity here, and you can shape your business whichever way. You can go, listen, if you were starting a plant nursery in your town, you could easily, any business, you can easily spend, $400, $500 on rent alone. That's without anything, without staffing, without nothing more. And then you still have to pour more money in to be able to get your nursery up to the degree that you can have here for $80. Even if you're spending $160 or $240 or $320, you have a pretty good size operation at $320 a month. Right, with three additions, 3 units, and that would be four units, right? 4 units, that's pretty good, right? You can add another species, have another plot, have another sales type, right? And then you add another product, right? Product combo. It's another $80. You have a pretty efficient and sizable income stream coming without having the hassle of doing business the traditional way. Now, we talk to people, a lot of folks, about how to start their own businesses. There are many businesses people want to start. And one of the things that a lot of people suffer from, or many businesses suffer from, is lack of money. Sooner or later, you're going to run out of money. You're paying so much in rent. You're paying so much for electricity, utilities, for facilities, just to sustain the facilities in order to conduct business, a place, a location, right? Without even getting the product, and then you got product things to worry about, manufacturing or purchasing wholesale and whatnot. Now we got supply chain issues, right? There's no supply chain issue here. Okay, this is a business that's going to survive all of that ridiculousness that seems to be, coming down on everyone. We have a restaurant hub. I mean, our restaurateurs are just really, if it wasn't for what we do in the business hubs, these guys, the other guys outside who don't use us, they're suffering. They're suffering. So this is a no-brainer, folks. Here you can have, so we talked about propagation. Propagation is the way you make more plants. Some of them come from cuttings from the plant itself. Others come from air routing. So you create roots from a cutting. It will end up as a cutting anyway, but we create the roots on the tree itself and then separate that and plant that. And then you have depending on the plant, the different ways that they propagate. So, and that's to keep up the inventory and to increase inventory. The smart way, also, if you wanted to expand to 2 plots of space and add plants to fill that other space without spending more money than you would have to normally, is simply just to add or to continue a propagation method. For example, if you have 2 plots, you're already paying for 2 plots, all right? And simply you have one single propagation method, you don't have to give us inventory for that second plot. You save money simply by letting it go, because once you have that second plot and you tell me I'm expanding to 2 plots for the same plant, so all we do is continue the propagation to start filling up that second plot. So it doesn't cost you more money to get more inventory. The inventory will fill out. All right. So that was always a smart way to do that. Again, depending on your business model and your business planning, because you may not want to do that. Maybe you want to do another species. It's all strategy. Maybe you want to do another species. So then you would then do that and fill that up with that other species. So it's flexible, right? You can change the direction of your business and modify how it's growing and how it's going to be developed. Okay. You can have, with these mini plots as well, you can add a product. Now we are helping our folks, our members, we're helping our members develop business ideas. They include products. There are products that you can have made associated with this nursery. Now when I say product, there's products and services, right? We have both of those on that graphic you saw. Add another product or add another service, because there's services associated with your plants. So you're making the mini nursery. What's different? I want to tell you one of the things that is very different than with us than it is starting a nursery on your own, or other nurseries have done. And that's that the nurseries just stay focused on nursery, right? But there's other ways of making sales that that needs a more expansive treatment. Instead of just focusing on nursery, maybe there's some service that you can provide the communities that will create more sales. So we teach you in the membership area and the links to our videos. We teach you how to create certain products and services that create sales for your plants that are grown in your mini nursery. And again, there's a separate service fee, right? These products are sold at a certain price, far and beyond the price for just selling a plant. So those again are opportunities that you have that we will help you explore as a member of our mini nursery program. You can, and also you can develop other schemas. Now, what are schemas? Schemas are like you can develop your nursery around a certain design element, right? But plants of a certain color, or they bloom a certain color, and you can develop around the shapes, around certain treatments that are done to plants and trees. So there's a lot of things, that you can develop your business around. Now, all of these things we're going to discuss within, with you as a member through one-on-one consultation and through our many videos, weekly videos that you come and watch, training and orientation that you have with us. We will help you formulate a great strategy for your nursery business. Okay, so each additional unit requires support and structures within an existing working farm. So it costs us effort and space. Well, we have to take our space and our staffing to build out another unit for you, right? And to maintain that unit. All this costing is $80. Is still a very, very good deal. And so that's all we're asking. Now the plots add inventory space and services add administrative costs, right? So that is why we charge $80 per unit. We have formulated everything and calculated everything to fit within that $80 per unit. So it makes it simple for you and it makes it simple for us. Simply, you have your basic unit, and we showed you, and we're going to talk about that again, what's included, and anything else that you need, any direction or customization and personalization to your business will just be an additional $80 per month, and that's that. It makes it easy. Okay, so the schemas are nursery based on a theme or purpose, right? So it'd be a nursery based on a theme or purpose. What type of purposes are there? There's landscaping nurseries, right? There's fencing. Let's say you want to grow plants that are good for fences, natural privacy screens, for example. That's a nice niche. And the good thing about that niche is that people buy, 10, 20, 50 trees at a time because they want a wall to cover, to block out, people walking by the street and looking in. The kids are there in the pool or whatever. You want privacy. So you can grow. You can focus on that. That's a schema. Then you got colors, of course, and then you have other purposes for plants that people have. So that's one other thing that you need to consider focusing on. Now, admittedly, if you have, there's certain types and certain purposes that require more expenditure in one or more of the areas that we discussed previously. In other words, that it will raise your 8 units. Some schemes, some purposes would need, at least 3, 4, 5 different units, or the same unit repeated 3, 4, 5 times. And that is possible, but you don't have to do that right away. Number one. Number two, you can start small with 1, then 2, and slowly add as you're making the money. But even if you needed 5 units in total, it's still just $400 a month. You're already making money, so you can afford that, and that's still less rent than most businesses pay every month to conduct business. So that's still very good and very, very manageable. All right, so this is a good way to get started. And the benefits, I think, far outweigh the negatives in that aspect. When you want something that's more complex, the advantages of starting your nursery with us far outweigh anything that you will see as, I'm going to be having to get 4 or 5 units for what I want to do, right? You got to think, maybe it's better if I do it myself in my backyard. Yeah, but then you don't have all the other benefits that we're doing, right? So that's give and take there. Which one will make you more money in the end? That's up to you to decide. Now, there's also niche type. What type of niche? So it's a nursery focused on a type of plant sale, like I was just discussing. So you have a type of plant sale would be if you're selling seeds. There's a market just for seeds. So you can be growing these plants just to create seed packets for sale to other people who want to grow them. It's as simple as that. So there are some seeds that are medicinal. So for people who want to take it as a medicine, the seeds that are food. So for people who want it for food. So there's a lot of things that uses for each of the different types. You have cuttings, obviously, usually mostly for people who are going to plant them in their gardens, on their land. So you will want to grow to produce cuttings. This is used a lot for trees that propagate through cuttings. So if you want to do that, then that is the one type, one niche that you are looking at. Of course, everyone knows the microgreens. The microgreens are another niche as well that you can also just simply produce for microgreen trays. Again, these are things that we'll talk about and discuss within the members area. Bare root is another thing. Easier to ship and arrive well for a client so that they can plant it, and because a lot of people have problems receiving plants through the mail and through shipping companies, that sometimes the plants get weak in the shipment. Sometimes shipments get lost, get a little bit routed differently, and they take a few extra days to get delivered, and they suffer that way. But the bare roots will fare well, and that is another type. And there's also plants that you just have to send them by bare root; they won't survive any other way. The other things that are provided also that you can create through your mini nursery are products, of course. A lot of plants can be turned into other things that people really want. The food, cosmetics, medicinal ointments, capsules, so there's many different type of products, and this is just to give you an idea, but there's a lot of products that can be made from your nursery, from your mini nursery, that you can really focus on and make a lot of money from. If available, product creation can be realized from your available or unsold inventory. Again, depending on the niche and the plant species that you select or the variety that you select, based on the amount of units you get, I will sit with you and say, okay, well, what product are we going to make with this? I'll give you some ideas, and we'll start with a product that we will be focusing on. At the same time, you have your basic nursery plant sales model, right? So you have your basic for the $80, and then you're adding a product. So that $80, remember, $80 includes the sale of those plants. So you already have within your $80 the sale of those plants. Okay, one method is already incorporated into your first unit. Now you can add a product, all right, with adding another unit, and so that's how you build that out. So you can build products from this. Many of the other nurseries and mini farms, we have a whole program of mini farms, gardens, and nurseries. And so some of the other folks, they are creating products from their main nursery species. So, for example, you don't have to worry about, I would like to have like 5 or 6 or 10 different plants. You're thinking about, you need those 10 different plants. No, you don't. You don't need the 10 different plants, right? You will be better off with one plant and adding a product, and then one plant, and with that product, that's 2 units, adding a service. See, there's a lot of money there. You don't have to go with other species or add other plants. You can do that later. You can start with your main basic unit and simply start develop a mini nursery business based on the nursery. So what you got to think. You got to think of building business from that nursery and develop the product and then a service, and then you have a mini business based on the mini nursery. And once you do that, then you're ready to go into adding more species. And you add more species, you add another species, because now then you can add another product, right? Because you had one product using one species, but now you have another species to add in combo, so that's another product. And before that, you have the other species alone as its standalone product, right? As a product. And then the combo. Okay, there's more work involved in getting them to combo. So again, that's another unit. But still, when you start combining, the power of combining is that now you got a whole set of products just from the simple combinations. So you get if you get 2 product units along with your basic unit, you actually have not 2 products, but you actually have 3 products, right? Because you have this one product alone, and then you have the second product alone. You don't want me to do that finger alone, right? Right, so you have that, but then you have the 2 products together, which makes the 3rd product automatically right there. See that? So that's how you want to grow. And then you add another product, you add another species, and then you start developing more products. This one with that one, this one with the other one, these three. You can do a whole set of combinations. So it becomes powerful. And the same thing can be said with the services. You combine then also with a service for these two, a service for these three together, a service for that one, for this one. The same idea. You keep growing, adding to your product and services. You don't need to go to so many species, as is the traditional way nurseries grow and develop. It's by offering all the trees, all the plants and trees they can. It's the thinking out there. And a lot of them become, honestly, they become wholesale nurseries after a while, right? Because they have everything under the sun. And the only way they can sell is to sell cheaper to other nurseries. Because once you start getting so many plants, you can't possibly sell all these plants to retail customers. You become a wholesaler because that's the only way you're going to make money from having all of these plants. So, then we're going to have we're going to have so many nurseries out there, wholesale nurseries, selling to other, so you're going to saturate the market. What we're doing is that we're creating unbeatable mini nursery businesses. So you're going to make money, and you have very little competition because they're simply not able to do what we're doing. The other nurseries are simply not in the mindset to be able to compete with our mini nursery program. It's just simple as that. Okay, so this is what you're able to do using our method and using this mini nursery program. All right, and the other thing to talk about, we were just talking about that actually, was product variation. You add new products by combining plots, right, and plant species, types, and schemas, right, or schemas. You just mix and match and develop product after product after product, and you can really have a fantastic, very profitable nursery, outdoing all the others very easily using this program. And again, what is happening here? Are you catching this yet? The main point here? What is the main point? Here, the hand claps and the applause. It's done for you. It's done for you. Okay, you caught that, right? How much work are you doing? Nothing. You're marketing. You are marketing. That is absolute. We're not marketing for you. There are times that, yes, that we do help you, but our help for you is limited, and when you and it's most efficient though when you are making your own sales. So as you make your sales, when you're making the delivery, when we make the delivery of your orders locally, the delivery guys are giving out the product cards for what they're doing and for what you're doing, so that your product is getting promoted, with the neighbors, and as they're making their delivery, they're putting that product card around the neighborhood, and they do that as they continue around the city. And your nursery is that service is actually getting promoted throughout the city as they're making this delivery. So it is dependent. This makes it powerful. As long as you're marketing your services and your product and your nursery, the resulting local deliveries. And we can also do this, it's limited though. Remember when there's like a shipment that we make on your behalf, We can only just drop a product or a card or a catalog, at best, a sheet, a sales sheet in with the plant, right? So it's very limited. It only goes to that customer. But when it's locally delivered, our system has the delivery people spreading out a little bit as they're in this neighborhood, spreading out the promotional cards and whatnot around their points of delivery. And you actually have, every time a delivery is made, it impacts the area with some more marketing of your nursery. So it behooves you, again, that's an extra added plus, a benefit of working with us and starting your business with us, that every time you do make those sales with local delivery have an extra bonus for your business, because your business gets marketed in that immediate area, in that building, on that block, right? And the deliveries for that person that day, they get rid of the set. We give them a set of cards, product cards. Let's just say you take the product. Oh, you're not seeing that on your screen. Let me show you. Yeah, this is, for example, we're delivering for you this Valentine's Day floral arrangement thing. Okay, so the delivery guys, when they go out with a set of cards. So every delivery, they give out these cards under the doors and whatnot, neighbors, etc., as they go along in the city. So as they're moving along, making these deliveries, your business and your product is being marketed. So that's an extra boost for you. And how much is it costing you? Nothing. Just all you need to do is market. All you're focusing on is marketing your nursery, your product, your services. That's all you're worrying about. You don't have to worry about anything else, because we take care of everything else for you. All right? So I think you'll agree that this is a fantastic benefit. All of this, of course, is made possible through Kuna. As we expressed to you before, it's a virtual business incubator, and each Kuna has different areas of concentration or focus, and this particular one has to do with growing, with mini farms and customer supported or community supported agriculture programs, and gardening services. So it's you can also, again, focus your nursery on a supply for a service as well. That's another thing. Your nursery can be supplying a specific plant or tree for a particular service. So that's another thing that can be developed. So that's, again, we will cover all of these areas. I'm going to give you all the ideas, because we run our business incubator program. We provide ideas, and we sit down and we give you great ideas for you to develop your business. Now, what are certain nursery niche ideas based on type, species, product, or services, right? Now, all of these are just going to be on types of plants. This is the list for types of plants. I have no, and sometimes species, but we have no products listed here yet. I think or any services listed here. Okay, so again, these are things that we'll discuss once you become a member and join with us. We'll discuss all of these things with you individually and within our videos that you'll be watching. But as in terms of types of plants that you can focus on, you have here a great list. I mean, you can do rock garden plants, right? native trees, medicinal plants, cacti, butterfly, hummingbird plants, carnivorous plants, desert plants, right? Xeriscaping plants, which means low or no water, perennial vegetables, native wildflowers, rare vegetables, native blooms, bamboo, shade plants, gingers, palms and cycads, I think, or cycads, tropical plants, bulbs, herbs, container and dwarf trees, Chinese herbs, ferns, survival gardening plants, heirloom vegetables, orchids, spices, fast-growing trees, lumber trees, fruits and nuts, heirloom apples, succulents, bromeliads, alpine plants, aquatic plants, berries and grapes, bonsai trees, psychedelic plants, you have to be careful about that one, right? And poisonous plants, also another thing you have to be careful about. There are insect attractors, otherwise known as pollinators, which a lot of people need for their fruit trees. They need things to bring in the bees to make sure the fruit trees get pollinated. And then you have other plants that control insects, right? You have plants against mosquitoes, very effective to keep an area free of mosquitoes, which are always a pest for people in the outdoors. And other control plants for gardens. Anyone with a garden, they need some insect control plants there. And also they need to attract good insects. So insect control doesn't only mean to keep insects away, it also means that it attracts the insects that eat the bad insects, right? So that's a good market, always needed for gardeners all over the place. So this is another good segment to get into. Now all of these, plus the species, products, and services, all of these are based on availability. So a question may come up, and it is, well, what happens if I want to do a certain type and you don't have it available yet? The answer to that is simply just start with the basic, because one thing is for sure, if you don't get your plot of land when we do have your desired product, service, species, or type available, and even location, the chances are you won't have any space. Okay, because land is always limited. You know, we can keep growing plants, but you can't keep growing land. So the wise person will get in now, even if the availability of that particular thing that you want may not yet be available. You want to secure your land. You want to secure your basic unit, because once you're in, you can just wait it out. You simply, you keep your $80. You do some business with your plot. It's not your number one focus, what you want to do for your business, but you make money with it, right? Make the money with it, but you're in. That's the most important thing, because once you're in, whenever we open up, because the first thing is going to happen is this: when we open up a new plot of land someplace else, or in Florida or in another state, and you're really interested in, and we're going to be adding a service or a certain product that we hadn't had available, and it's what you wanted, you will be the first to be able to say, I want a plot over there with that service, with the new service. You will be able to do that. So that's the main thing. If you wait, you'll be beat out by everyone else, and you will never be able to get your nursery started. So it's better to be in, be one of our members, And then we will be, when I know what you want, so when I open up some new opportunities, some new services, products, species, I'm thinking about you because you are the guys that I'm working for. I'm working for you, so I'm going to be preferring and expanding our business through your desires and wants and requests, right? So that's just the way to get started. Secure your place, and we are going to develop with you in mind, okay? So that would be the best recommended course of action. Let's get back to our screen. We're finishing up. It says him. How much money can a mini nursery make? That's the big question. Okay, so I got the $80 thing. $80 for each unit. All right. Okay. Is very reasonable. But how much money am I going to make? Right? Because anything's reasonable, even thousands of dollars. There's companies that pay like tens of thousands of dollars per month renting a facility, a warehouse, or whatnot. You know, to the regular Joe, that's crazy, right? But they're making money. They're making 6 figures a month or more. Then it makes perfect sense. It's very reasonable. So how much money can a mini nursery make? Typical nurseries earn about $20 a square foot. Depending on how many square feet, they make about $20 per square foot. So a typical nursery, if I would give that same plot of space that you're going to be renting later today, to a professional nursery guy, how much is he going to make with it? He's going to make with my plot, 400 square foot, he's going to make $8,000. That's how much he's looking at. It's just going to be $8,000, even when if you're a nursery guy, one of you are a nursery guy watching this, you said, when you saw that I was renting 400 square feet, you said, what am I going to do with that? That's what you said, right? Because you say that's about $8,000. I mean, it's not worth it really to start adding another place and having these guys, do what? I'll continue doing what I'm doing here. I just add another 400 square feet myself. That's what the typical nursery guy thinks, right? And if you're one of them, you say, that's right, that's what I thought. Okay, but wait for it. Because I know you already looked out and saw the big numbers there, so wait. With your expenses at $960 a year for the rental, your net profit, is $7,040 per plot. Now, even with a typical nursery, if you would add another plot to that, you're looking at 14. And if you add 2 more plots and make it a nice, what is that? 1,600 square foot nursery. You're looking at 28,000, $30,000 a year in income. It's not shabby. I mean, it's just an extra income, and admittedly, an income that can pay a mortgage off, right? That can pay your mortgage, cover your rent, obviously, and all that. So it's not too shabby. And there's a lot of work involved with the typical nursery, but hey, it's still money. They're making money. It's not like they're not making money. This is good money. But we're better. Ours is better. Each plot comes with additional income streams that other nurseries simply don't have. See, that's why ours is better. Because with the same amount of space, our owners make more, way more than the typical nursery. As a matter of fact, you'll be making more than if you were doing this on your own. This is the main reason for joining our program. Number one, you make money from subscription services. I already discussed with you the Kuna Business Incubator. The Business Incubator and the Kuna services, hundreds of different types of services. Many of them are subscription services that you will earn income from. You will earn affiliate income from. Okay? So, and you can earn from those subscription services up to $2,000 per month and more. You don't really have a cap. So as long as you're marketing, you can be creating income even before you sell one single plant, because this is not based on any plant sales at all. This is simply an add-on affiliate program that you'll be making money from, earning income, even without selling any plants at all. These nurseries, they're just depending on their plants to make money. Your nursery has a whole mess of subscription services that you can be making money from without selling one single plant. And the great thing about this, remember I told you about the delivery people delivering and promoting your business? In most instances, the subscription services that you're making money from without selling one plant will include your promotional material for your nursery. And this is easily hundreds and hundreds of customers for other Kuna services that will be receiving your promotional material every month. Okay? So this is, no other nursery has this. Okay, so you are in a good program. Second is that you'll get a nursery inventory-based product. You'll be selling from your lot, right? So we're basing this on like Mother's Day or some special holiday, even birthdays that occur, every month for, lots of people. So let's say that you have this beautiful product at $50. We're just using $50. You can have products at different price breaks, but we're looking to making very nice things, right, for people to give as a gift or to receive themselves. And so something of use for themselves or something to give as a gift, $50. People, when you're going to give a gift, $49.95, $50, $60. The other day I spent $350 on a gift. Okay, because when people are giving gifts, it's the money is not the question. The question is beauty. It looks good. It looks like, and based on the person, they're going to like it. That's really what it depends on. So in any case, let's just say $50, and at 100 pieces that your nursery will be able to produce, and I think even at 100 pieces. And why? Because you have 400 square feet. The typical nursery of 100 square feet usually is like one plant, and they have 100 containers of those plants, right? So based on that, with 400 square feet, there's four plants per product here, and at $50 each, you're looking at $5,000. And if you can turn that every month, you're looking at $5,000 every month, right? But the third thing is it depends on your marketing. Again, this is your marketing effort, not ours, yours. The only thing we're doing is that when we do a local delivery for your nursery, the delivery people will have your promotional materials, and they will also distribute that around where they're delivering, even for the whole day. So until they run out, that's it. All right, so you're getting all that promotional material. Things are going to happen for you. Now the third thing is an optional. You need an extra plot fee for this. It's another unit which was not discussed really directly before, and that is a moringa flower product. To have this, moringa is a very healthy tree. It's a leaf. It has many products. It produces leaves. It produces cuttings. It produces a tuber that's like a horseradish. It produces flowers, which are the flowers are known to be a male enhancement, has that male enhancement quality or sexual performance quality to it. So the flowers are a hot potato. And then it also produces drumsticks, which are like pea pods that are used for cooking and used in many different uses in cooking as a food. And also the seeds inside that pod are also very in high demand. And also oil from the seeds is like a gold mine. Okay, so in any case, from the 9, you can have on that one plot, that same plot, right? You won't get another plot. You will get the same plot for the extra unit. And what happens is that on that plot where you have your other nursery trees or plants, we're going to plant 9 of these moringa trees for the flower. The purpose will be to extract the flowers from them, to create that product that you can also market and sell. The profit from each tree averages around $4,000. Again, that's a 3-year-old tree, and so. And again, there's a way to have 3-year-old trees in your first year, which is to actually you can pay for a 3rd-year-old tree cutting. Because when you get the 3rd-year-old tree cutting, that tree will be mature in about 6 months. It's also a fastest growing tree, one of the fastest growing trees in the world. So in about 6-7 months, that tree will grow towards flowering very easily if you get the right cuttings. So if you want to do that, you want to start making money right away from this extra optional program. I'll give you the price. Prices change, sources change. But in any case, when we give you that price, you pay for the 9 trees, 9 cuttings, and we'll plant them for you. And they should produce your first year if you do it that way. You don't have to. We can plant the trees from seed, and we'll grow them, and simply you wait for 3 years. That's another plan for you. You know, you don't have to do the mature cutting. You can just use a new tree, so growing from seed. You can have a cutting from a new tree and just wait till 2 or 3 years, right? But in any case, these trees, once mature, will produce for you about $4,000 in flowers per tree. And now with 9 trees that fit on your plot, you're making $36,000 a year from that plot alone. So again, and that is just from one product from that plot that you are growing on that plot along with your basic nursery. Okay, so that's a solid $36,000 in addition to whatever else you're doing with your plot. So you can have your plot, one plot with one plant, right? One product on it, and add the moringa flower product option. No other plot is involved. Same plot. We plant the 9 trees in that plot and produce the flowers. It produces the flowers that we package and you market. And that should produce for you about $36,000 just for that alone, not counting what you have in terms of your nursery and what you're selling with that nursery's product, right? Like we said, that nursery inventory-based product, $50 each, you're still making that money. And on top of that, you're making subscription services money. So you can, you're looking at how much money here? $2,000 monthly from, this is about 100 subscription services, okay? And then the nursery in inventory-based product at $50 each, you sell 100 pieces, it's $5,000. Could be once a year, it could be 5 times a year that you can manage to do that, which is a good amount. Let's just say twice a year you were able to sell 100 pieces, and that's like 10,000, right? So you add 10,000 here. Let's just say you're making $500 a month from subscriptions. That's another $6,000. 10,000, that's 16,000. And the moringa thing is, you should be selling the flowers. Flowers run out. People run out. So far what we've seen is people run out of the flowers, and there's no more flowers until the following year. You're going to make your 36,000. You have to market it. People have to know you have flowers. Hey, I still got flowers, and that's it. Done deal. 36,000 per year on that. Plus, what was that? 16,000. So you figure just with that alone, you're looking at $52,000 a year just in these extra stuff, and not even fully, you still have room to grow and expand without adding to your rental, right? You're not adding to your rental. It's 80. You added the options here, 1 or 2 options, that's it, and you're already making that money. Now, side by side, simple analysis. A typical nursery then, and anyone else in the business, will be making just $7,040 from the same amount of space that you will be making $55,000 plus on. So there you have it. That's the difference between your typical nursery and your Kuna mini nursery. All right, and we're talking relatively just 1 or 2 plants, 3 at tops here. And this is how much money you can be looking at. How much work are you doing? Marketing work, that's it. You're not doing anything else, we're doing everything else for you. All you're doing is marketing in the local area where the farm is located. Where your nursery is located, you're going to market in that area. Okay? And we show you how to do that. You can do that sitting in a chair in Alaska. Okay, and now all of these things again are based on your efforts, primarily your effort, no one else's effort here. Okay, on the availability and preparation and development on your nursery. Okay, and that comes as a result of our discussions when we're speaking to you in the program. Now, there's certain things you have to be made aware of. We're very transparent. I'm here telling you truthfully what we're doing and what other people are doing and what you can do. But there's things that you have to make sure you understand, because I don't want anyone then saying, oh, you never told us, you never said this, or I didn't know. There's no such thing here. You have to be made aware of certain things. Number one, that it takes a nursery. Any nursery takes about 2 to 3 years to start reaching full potential. Okay, that's not waiting for a tree to grow, actually. That's just that you need that. It needs that much amount of time in order to reach its sales potential. Again, it all depends on how you're marketing. After all, it's you marketing. No one's marketing this for you. You are doing it. I'm only helping. When you have a local delivery, we're giving you a boost because we already have it built into our system. Other than that, everything is your effort, your work. This is your nursery, okay? Again, we're doing the services of sustaining it, of maintaining it, while you are absent, which you're absent 365 days a year. But we are making the plants, we're keeping the plants alive. We're replacing the plants through cuttings or through the propagation method, and we're going to keep perpetuating your inventory as much as possible. There's always going to be some shortages There may be catastrophes. We already discussed this before. But we're doing our best to make sure that you have continuous inventory. Okay, so make sure you understand that any nursery takes 2 to 3 years to really develop it well and to get a market, right? To develop your market. So be aware of that. Moringa trees take 3 years to mature. So if you're using the moringa tree option for your plot, that's an added unit. Again, I repeat, you're still looking at 3 years to mature unless you pay that extra amount to get the 3-year cuttings. Okay, so if you want that, then you have to let me know, and then I'll look for that. I'll get pricing for you, and then again, these things are at cost, so you will just simply pay for them. We'll buy them off the other suppliers, and until we have our own supply. If we can make the supply available, then we can, but right now as I'm speaking, we will have to get it from outside sources. Many plants take a season or 1 to 2 years to become profitable. So that's another thing you have to consider. We're not getting plants that are ready for sale. Now, that's something you could do. Again, you would have to pay for that extra, that is paying the cost of filling your nursery with already resaleable plants. Otherwise, you have to wait, right? So you're getting, usually what most people do is they get the baby plants and then they grow them for a year or two before they're ready to sell. So that's something you want to also be looking at to do. I will be teaching you how to buy plants for your inventory that we can start making cuttings from, and you sell those plants off, and then we have already a ready supply of reproducing and propagating plants for your inventory. But all of that will be discussed once you are a member, and we can all discuss that. However, even though these things you have to wait for, you can earn money from day one from subscriptions, as I already just finished speaking. And number 2, certain product services can be produced using wholesale plants until your own inventory matures. So you can actually start also selling products and services from the beginning by investing in wholesale plants that are already ready for resale. And then we fabricate the products, and then we'll talk about what things you can do. And then you'll be able to sell these things, like the gifts, like one of them is a gift, like the Mother's Day gifts or Valentine's Day gifts or birthday gifts, simply because the birthdays happen all along, the year and every month. So you may want to then just simply buy a resale ready plants to then formulate the product and then use and start marketing that, and while implementing your other strategies. We'll discuss this with you one-on-one, and then we'll get working on your particular program. Not everyone's going to do the same thing. Some people just sit and wait. They'll just let the nursery do its thing. Okay, so that's, again, depends on how you want to deal with it. We already discussed the basic plot. Again, you get it's $80 a month, 400 square foot land plot, well water with the yearly analysis happening. We put the ground covering on. We create the training and development webinars for you. You'll have access to that. We do the one-on-one nursery design and business development consultation. So I'm actually helping each of you develop your own nursery, your own nursery niche, to develop your own nursery business based on all these factors that I've been discussing and others. So it's very unlikely, for example, that 2 of you will have the same business because of the little differences and many little avenues that we can take for each of your businesses. So there will be very little overlap If someone's thinking, well, how about if somebody else is selling the same thing I'm selling? It's not the issue of they're selling the same thing, because there's so many things that you can do, so many different products or services. So it's not possible really for everyone or anyone else really to do the same thing. That's not going to be possible. And we are making sure that everything is set up according to you. So everyone is different. So if I know that you have a certain interest in certain things, and not everyone has the same interests and the same or experiences or knowledge, we're going to tailor your nursery to you. It's going to be, because it helps in marketing. It helps when we're marketing that your nursery has your personal flavor, that you can really express yourself within those terms. Let's give me a time check here because, okay. And then, so of course, local delivery of orders, as we already discussed, great thing because we help you market then, right, with that. Subscription affiliate membership, where you get a lot of money every month coming in without selling a single leaf. And then you have you included in the $80 per month in that plot is one plant species, so that you're reminded you're talking about one plant. And YouTube, what we're going to talk about now is a little bit of the YouTube, Roku, and Fire TV channel coverage, because what we're going to do is we're going to feature your nursery on our YouTube videos. Now, I have a channel where we're going to be creating some content, different content types, and it's going to feature your nursery. We're also going to use these YouTube and Roku and Fire TV. Also, we do programming on those platforms. But we're going to focus on the local market, the local area where you should be focusing your marketing as well. So this is another help. We'll give you links to the videos so that you, in your marketing efforts, you can use the link so people can go see and learn about, whatever it is. Obviously, when your products are already finalized and we're ready to produce your product or service, we'll be creating a YouTube video for your nursery and that service or that product. So then you'll get the link so you can show people, here, this is our latest product from ABC Nursery, and they'll see the demonstration of this wonderful product or this service, and these are things that you'll be able to use for your marketing. And as well, these are things we'll be talking about, and people will be inquiring directly to us about, and we'll be obviously helping facilitate the sale of your product or service through our own channels, and you'll make money also that way. But again, that is not where you should be waiting on or depending on. Simply, you really need to market and build your business, okay? You just have sometimes our help and assistance in certain opportunistic moments. As we discussed before, we're also providing at cost to you a hosted website with promotional services. Your pots, depending on what you're doing, how much you need, we'll get quotes for appropriate pots if they're used. Again, if you're creating some of the products that we suggest the members create with their nursery requires new containers, and some of the products would require a pot, very nice pots, right? So again, these are things that we're still developing. The pots in particular, we're going to be, just to give you an idea, we're going to secure a source of custom-made pots for certain products that I already have in mind of helping you guys to produce. So using plants, right? So we're going to get that straightened out so that you guys can have that option. Again, but the pots will all have to be wholesaled to you, and you'll have to purchase those and have that inventory so that when a sale comes in, the product can be finalized and shipped out in the appropriate containers. So these are the things that we're working on to help you build your business, but that you need to understand that those will be provided at cost to you. Hosted website with promotional services, potting soil would have to be provided. I will tell you what the price will be, and that'll be that. Seeds for your initial inventory, and also propagating inventory, depending. Rolling inventory, depending how you're going to start your business and what type of business is going to be. You have different costs. Everyone will have a different cost. Cuttings, rootstock, whatever it may be. If we're producing custom product, there's certain supplies that have to be obtained to create those products. So that'll be priced to you accordingly to whatever the cost is. Again, we don't make our money from this. We simply trying to make it as easy as possible for you to have products to sell, to add sales to your inventory so that you can realize the profits that you are looking at. So we're making this to facilitate your ability to do business. So that's really what we're doing. And any other need that your particular customized nursery needs, you will look for it and provide it at the cost, whatever it is, so that you can do that business. Okay, so that covers that. Now for the moringa plot, when you're adding the moringa unit as an income stream for your plot, remember it's an additional $80 per month, so the total will be $160 per month, but you're not getting another plot. So remember that when you add the moringa plot, you're not adding another plot. We're using your plot, your 400 square foot, and we're adding the moringa trees to it. We're actually planting the trees in the ground right in your plot. Okay, so those will be there, and it's the same basic 400 square foot plot, same well water, ground covering, everything's the same. You continue because that's covered in your basic plot rental. And you have a 2 plant species permit when you do the moringa plot. And you know what? I'm going to add to you that you're going to have 3. I'm going to add it right here. So I'm going to allow you to have 3 species, 2 plant species, and the moringa trees planted on your plot. Sweeten the deal for you guys today. Okay, so get your things ready to make this deal happen today, and we will get you really off to a very good start here. And again, we'll do the YouTube and Roku and Fire TV channel coverages. Again, the YouTube's ready to go. We can do that. The Roku and Fire TV, we have to set up. We're still setting up those channels for you. I'm already on as for another niche and another topic, but we're going to be setting up the mini farm and nursery channel for that service. Provided a course with the moringa are the 9 moringa trees. As I said, if you're getting the 2 to 3 year cutting, it's upon availability, and at its price range. You'll have also included an official Moringa Collective assisted marketing, because our trees are planted within a program that we're a member of, a collective of Moringa growers, and they do offer marketing. They are marketing, and at times they will, when they need the products from the moringa tree, often your trees will qualify to be to stock that order, and then you'll get those sales. But again, this is not something that you should be dependent on. It's just, if it happens, it happens. Okay. But at least it is something that is available when the need arises. All right, the only decision you got to do and make today is to join our network and begin to rent your own plant mini nursery and start your business the right way with us, and start making money with this. Again, you start making money immediately, remember, with our affiliate sales. So even as time goes on, as we are developing with you your business concept, your nursery concept, the niche and all of that, you still can be starting to make money through the Kuna affiliate sales, and simply just begin that process. And the good thing about doing the Kuna sales, I'll tell this much to you as well. The good thing about starting making money right away with the Kuna sales is because by doing so, you also are advancing in the marketplace that your nursery is going to need later to make really big sales. So it's a smart move. This is the reason why we included it, because it gets your nursery promoted early on, even before your first plant is planted and your first containers are on your plot. You can already start developing your marketing, a segment of it, because again, your whole business and nursery is centered on your marketing effort. Just saying that as you develop an affiliate marketing sales, you're also building up potential market space for your nursery. Okay, so that's the smart thing to do. And when your nursery gets ready to sell its first plants in a month or in 3 months or 6 months or whenever it is, you will have, if you did the marketing for the Kuna services, you will have a good base of people that will be told, oh wow, we have a new nursery growing this and offering this product, blah blah blah, now available. You can have a grand opening sales launch just with the people that signed up through your affiliate link for the Kuna services. So it's a way to get started, a way to really start with a big splash, and I really highly recommend that for yourselves. I thank you for watching and considering starting your moringa or starting a mini nursery. And think about the moringa thing. It's a good idea for you, simply by going to our website, signing up. If you're watching this on a landing page, which you should be, just go to the link. The links that I have scrolling here now, which you won't be able to see all of them, will be in the description. If you're not already on the landing page where you can put your email in, you simply go ahead and put your email in. And if you're watching on YouTube, well, in the description below, we'll have all the links that you need to join and start your mini nursery. No matter where you are in the world, you can start a mini nursery in Florida or in any other available space that we have, plots of land that we have around the country, and start a great business, very affordable, very easy, and scalable with our Kuna plant mini nursery. So come on in and join us today. Thank you very much for watching, and see you guys next time.
online webinar experience. Learn how to turn any property, even raw land or teardowns, into cash cows in a few simple steps. We've shown students last year how to turn as little as $300 into $60,000. In fact, we're teaching you to do this with just $25. But the opportunity is quickly fading away. Hundreds of unique strategies jam-packed into our online webinar, ready right now for you to watch. Start your extreme profit real estate investing experience now at classified.com today.